Alright guys, welcome back to another One Piece chapter reaction. I just got done recording the previous one. We are now here at chapter 1170 and then we'll be fully caught up to this week. There is going to be a chapter this week indeed, y'all. Hype, hype, hype. There was a chapter break last week, so people were already caught up. Did not get a chapter for last week, but since I wasn't caught up, I was waiting for you guys. We're good. So, unfortunately, after this week's chapter, there is going to be another break. But then we're going to get 3 chapters. But yeah, after this week's chapter, it's going to be another break because the previous week was just a Shonen Jump break. This week is, the next week is going to be a Oda break. So, yeah. So after this week's chapter coming out this Sunday, we'll be on break for 2 weeks. So, you guys are getting a lot of One Piece chapter reactions from you. Three chapter reactions. In a week, and then you're gonna get nothing for 2 weeks. Unfortunately, it is what it is. That's the reschedule. But I'm glad Oda's taking his break and prioritizing his health. That to me matters way more. Of course, let's not work this man to death. Not for real though. Like genuinely, we've seen the horrible health results it's had on so many manga authors and mangakas, including Oda himself. Right? I know he got his eye surgery a few years ago now. So hopefully everything's going well with him. And yeah, I do hope he gets to finish One Piece by his own means, if that makes sense. As in, the way he desires to finish it. And that he doesn't have to rush it, but at the same time that he's healthy throughout. Because once he finishes One Piece, I don't think Oda deserves he deserves to retire, right? Just a long, deserved rest for the rest of his life. I mean, he's written One Piece. What else do you need to do? What else do you need to ask a man for? After that, at that point, I guess he can work on the live action, the remake. He can help out with movies, but all that stuff is going to be a lot less stressful than writing and drawing the manga itself, right? This is what he's doing right now is a lot more stressful because he's doing all the stuff I just mentioned plus the manga. That's extremely stressful. But after this, all he's going to need to do, because he's basically going to be retired. He's like, all right, he's going to supervise the movies and the live action and the remake. But that type of thing, he can take a lot more of a passive look into. He doesn't have to make it a full-time job even, right? It's like something to do, on the side. He can relax with his family. I'm sure his children are grown by now, to be honest, because he's been married for decades. But he still relax with his family during his old age and just on the side, he's obviously going to want One Piece to do as well as a franchise, as as a thing at this point. He wants One Piece to succeed as much as possible. So he's obviously going to help supervise the live action. But I'm saying that that's what he's already doing now, and he's overworked himself so hard with the manga to begin with that all this extra stuff is just got to be really rough. But hopefully, when the manga's over, which I hope it will be soon. I hope he doesn't do this for too many more years. Again, we're getting really close to the end game stuff now. I mean, he literally revealed that after Albaf, we really get into the end game, right? I mean, Luffy's gonna be so close to becoming a Pirate King next arc. If not, next arc is when he finds the One Piece. He's gonna be close. I mean, Luffy and Shanks will be reunited. We're nowhere close to the end of the story, and at that point, we're gonna have the final war left, and obviously Zoro, Mihawk, stuff to go through, and everyone's gonna achieve their own dreams and all that stuff. So we're not terribly far away from the end of One Piece. So. Will it end by 2030? I don't know. I still have my doubts, but hopefully it ends before he turns. How old is Oda now? Before he turns. Let's see, because I'm pretty sure Oda is in his 50s now. So maybe before he turns 60. Hopefully this ends before he turns 60. Let's see how old Oda is. I think he's like 51 or something. 51, yeah. Yeah, I think One Piece should comfortably end before Oda turns 60. I don't think that's a crazy take to say, because that's 9 years from now. And he just turned 51, by the way. His birthday is in 1975, so he just turned 51. Yeah, I can comfortably say One Piece will end, the manga at least, will end before he turns 60. Maybe even before he turns 55. We'll see. 55 is 4 years from now. We'll see, because it's not actually. I said One Piece. Well, One Piece might end by 2030. What am I talking about? It's still early on in 2026. It's not impossible that One Piece ends around 2030. Or yeah, during that. It's not impossible, but it depends. How quickly Oda wants to go through a lot of the endgame things. It all depends, and the Void Century and all that. But all right, enough with the yapping. Let's recap the last chapters we get to and newest chapter, I guess the latest chapter that's currently out, which is 1170. So last chapter was 1169. We got to see Shanks and Gaban in Albath, right? And Shanks' tattoo, which did that little theory about how I think there's a connection between that and Shanks' arm getting eaten by the Sea King. I don't exactly fully know what it is yet, but I think so. And then, yeah, Harl's going haywire. Loki and Jarul got brought in to stop him. They do a solid job. Jarul gets stabbed in the head. That's why he has his sword. Now we see the background to that. Shanks and Gabandu come in to help. Loki finds the throne room where the chest to the Delphoid is that we know he ends up eating. But someone throws a hammer at him, and Loki's going, "Whoa, what's that?" And I'm assuming the hammer is Ragnir, because that was what Harl was talking about. So, pretty sure Ragnir is that hammer, and I'm pretty sure that's the hammer that Loki ends up getting as well, like in the current timeline, because that's the one he ends up using, right? To smash things. So all right. So let's get to this chapter. The chapter is called Contrary. The previous chapter, but I don't know if I said it. I might not have said it during the previous chapter, but the previous chapter was called My Death Cannot Come Soon Enough. But this week's chapter, or it actually came out 2 weeks ago by this point, is called Contrary. And we have a little reader request page thing. And that's Jinbei. Is he working like as a taxi like a... No, what is this? Oh, there's a bunch of children. Oh, it's just a Straw Hat as children and Jinbei is a grown man giving them things. Okay. Robin is the oldest of the children. But that makes sense. Robin is like the mother of the crew. But they're all... She's a child. I mean, at best, she looks like she's 12 or something. The rest of the Straw Hats here look like they're 6 or something, like actual children. Whereas Robin is like, okay, 10, 11 years old. But she's still a child too. Jinbei is the oldest, giving them eel bentos. He's giving them boxed lunches, basically. And there's Usopp staying over at some Mr. Popo looking whale fish thing. It looks like Mr. Popo. Not all the Straw Hats are here, though. Interesting. We're missing a lot of Straw Hats. I mean, we've got the Monster Trio, Usopp, and Nami, and the important Straw Hats. Oh, we also have Chopper. I just seen Chopper at the bottom there. But we are missing Brooke. I guess they didn't want to draw Brooke as a child. And we're missing Frankie. So I'm not too... Maybe I'm blind and I don't see them, but I don't know why we're missing those two. But okay, reader request. Jinbei's as a station worker. Oh, so he's a station worker. Okay, I thought he was a taxi. He looks like a taxi or a station worker type of thing. Yeah, that type of deal. For the Eel Railroad, giving passengers eel bentos for lunch by 420 land. Okay. Sure, cool. And that's Robin accepting the box lunches. Luffy's obviously eating right away. Sanji and Zoro are like pacing each other, seeing who gets there first, who's faster or something. Alright, let's get to the chapter. Boom! Okay, so someone threw Ragnar at Loki. Loki's fallen to the ground. Bastard! Hey, who threw this hammer at me? Oh, okay, you picked up your regular hammer though, Loki. Pick up Ragnar. That's the hammer you're gonna be picking up. Did you eat the devil fruit, by the way? Come out and show yourself. I know they're in here. Oh, is the hammer protecting the devil fruit? But I might as well get the devil fruit now. Crack. What's happening? Oh, is this like some Thor and Loki thing? Obviously, yeah, Thor and Loki. Is this like some Thor thing with the hammer? What's the hammer called in the MCU again? Is it just Thor's hammer? No, it has a name. I know the newer hammer is called Stormbreaker. I think it's called Mjolnir. Mjolnir. Yeah. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. If he manages to tame the hammer, because maybe I think the hammer might be protecting the devil fruit, and that's why he can't eat it. You gotta be kidding me! There's no way it's that heavy. Whoa! It's actually crushing the ground. Is this castle falling apart or something? Ugh! He's managed to jump up. You waste your time, Loki. That devil fruit is a national treasure. It has lain dormant for centuries, not because no one chose to eat it, but because no one could eat it. Oh, not a single one of them was chosen by Ragnar. So you're telling me Loki's chosen by Ragnar? Let's go.
What?
W Loki. Huh? Huh? And he's running away from Ragnar. But with the strength I now possess, you're saying you can do it. Nah, bro. Loki, you got this, bro. I want it to be you. Nice. Let's go, Shanks and Gaban. Keep hitting him. He suffers immense pain from his wounds, and the recovery effect is drastically slowed down. Okay, so if you attack him enough, it does slow down. Give him enough consecutive hits, and we can manage to knock him out of commission. If these guys have any weakness, it's against those of us who can infuse our attacks with the call of the Supreme King. See, that's okay. That was what I thought. So why wasn't Luffy's attacks working against him in Neckhead? Because Luffy can infuse his attacks with the call of the Supreme King. He learned how to do that with Kaido in Wano. Why was he doing that in Neckhead, and why was that not effective, really? But that makes a lot of sense. Okay. Who can infuse our attacks with the call of the Supreme King. Okay. Gabon, says Harold. Yeah, I mean, this would have been great for Harold if Gabon and Shanks were in here. I mean, come on, you got some two real tough guys to fight against. You really dare make an enemy out of me? Whoa! Shanks also jumps out of the way. Of course I do. I can't let you roam free in this state of madness. How do you know the weakness of the Knights of God, Gabon? Because he's fought them before, Shanks. They came after us several times, trying to take you back. Oh! Oh! Of course they did. We know you have a child with red hair. He must be the son of our commander. Hand the boy over. Oh, each time they did, we beat them back and blew. That's aura, bro. That's aura. The God Knights stood no chance against the Pirate King's crew, bro. So Kaban says, yo, I got experience dealing with these immortal God Knights. Bring him over, bro. That's sick. He must be the son of our commander. Hand the boy over. Wow. Now that you mention it, I seem to remember that Summers guy saying something like that. Just some fond memories of the distant past. I was surprised to learn that there was a proper combat force in the Holy Land, though. I assumed those Celestial Dragons were all chumps. Yeah, they hardly ever come down to our world. They really believe they're gods. Shanks obviously knows all about this. Makes me shiver to think of the life I might have had. We call that fate. Ooh, I like this. I want to save Harold somehow. Gabon? Yeah, but you were the one who taught me about the despair of what it means to become a Knight of God. Seems like Loki's our only hope. Okay. Okay. They think Loki's the one that needs to do this. Interesting. I keep telling you, get out of my way, stupid hammer. I love how even the hammer's breathing hard, like the hammer's tired of dealing with Loki. Does this mean you're supposed to be the guardian of the national treasure? How does a hammer move on its own? What's your deal anyway? Just give it a rest. Ooh! Your own hammer got wrecked, Loki. Yo, Ragnar goes crazy, bro. Ah, my hammer. What? What the? Is that a? Did the hammer just turn into a squirrel? Is that a squirrel? What is that? What just happened, guys? What? The hammer just turned into a squirrel. I am not joking. What is happening? Be gone, says Harold. Okay, back to Harold, I guess. How do we end this fight? He's got Supreme King Hockey too. That's a first. Wait, what? That's a first? So they're not used to dealing with God's Knights that have Supreme King Hockey? That don't seem right to me. What do you mean that's a first, Kaban? Guards! Find some way to hold Harold back. You must not let Harold have that devil fruit. Ah! But he's chopping them up to pieces, bro. Yo, that guy's lost his arm, right? That's his arm gone, right? Yeah, that guy's arm is just straight cut out. That's crazy. He's chopping them up, bro. Or maybe he just has... Nah, there's no way he just has a really short forearm. That guy's arm got cut. Alright. They're still trying to hold him down. They've stabbed him so many times, but that boy's got recovery. He's still moving. But his recovery is slowing down. The more you injure him, especially Supreme King Hockey, coding or attacks with Supreme King Hockey, it is slowing him down. What the heck? What is this squirrel doing? Oh, is that the fruit? Is the squirrel saying eat the fruit? He ate the fruit. Oh! Bow! Wait! What happened to Loki? I guess he ate the fruit. Why was the fruit so tiny? I've never seen a doe fruit that tiny in my life. I could barely see it. Kitty! Okay, the squirrel has a bunch of love hearts. What? So the squirrel is the hammer. Dun 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 dun. Okay, did Loki turn into an even bigger giant? I'm confused, bro. So you ate it, Loki. Mm-hmm. Then show me that legendary power. Okay, it doesn't seem to be working. Loki's still getting cut out. Oh, but look at that. Harl got damaged bad. Yo! Wait a minute. Loki damaged him bad before he got launched back, though. Where's Shanks and Gabon right now? Ooh! 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 He's getting beaten up. Wait, what's going on with Harl? What is that? Huh? What the heck? What is that shadow? There's Loki again. Oh, he's about to swing his hammer. Huh, huh, I knew it. Loki, you possess the blood of the Supreme King. But of course he does. Come on, man. It's Loki. Like, that's not even a shock to me. That's like, duh. Loki, of course he does. Come on, man. It's Loki. Okay. So now he's got some dark mist behind him now, Harald does. Okay, they're about to fight or something. Hey, are you back to your senses now? Only for the moment. Don't be mistaken. Oh, so you brought him back to his senses. Okay. Look around us. There's no undoing what I've already done. But you're being controlled. Not exactly. I suspect that my very thoughts are being influenced by someone else. I'm beginning to think of myself as a god. I know that you will do an admirable job of pulling Albaf in your wake. Make sure you get along with your brother. Just so you know, you're scum of the earth. Forcing your son to end your own life? That is pretty scummy. This is what I'm saying, bro. Like, imagine how your son feels like for you to tell your own son to end your life. Like, imagine you having to end your own father's life. That's crazy. You're scum of the earth, he says. Bro, Shanks and Jarul are still like, oh, is that Gabon as well? I can barely see him. Is that Gabon along with Jarul back there? Even the lowest excuse for a father wouldn't do that. True, bro. There's one other thing I forgot to say. Thank you for what you did for Ida. Oh. Why? Burning down the brewer's village won't bring her back. But I'm grateful that you felt that way. Ah. So maybe... Oh, something's happening to his arm again, to Harald's arm. Maybe you need to cut off his arm? Because again, that might be connected to Shank's arm too. I'm still not, backing down from that theory, from that thought process of that Shank's arm getting cut off and the tattoo. Like I'm not gonna be quick to back down from that, I'm grateful that you felt that way. Hurry now, before the control takes over again. I'll never forgive you for this. I mean, he's gonna be dead, see? Can't forgive that person, huh? How dare you force me to do this dirty work? I love you too, son. Boosh. I hope that kills him. I mean, obviously we know he dies, but like, damn, bro. Ooh! Oh snap! Surely that kills him. Loki, with the swing of his hammer, Shattered him to pieces. So this is why Gabon wanted Loki to fight against the God's Knights in the present. Because Loki's already killed one before technically canon, so he knows how to deal with people who are being controlled by Emu or who've been tattooed by Emu. Loki! Oh, look at him crying. My son! Oh man. All that matters is Elbaf's future. Ah! And that's the end of the chapter. Man. This is crazy, man. Okay, well that's the end of the chapter, guys. See you later this week. Actually, I was gonna say next week, but it's actually later this week. I mean, it might get uploaded on Monday. I'll try to record it on Sunday, but it might get uploaded on Monday. So I'll see you later this week for more One Piece, another One Piece chapter reaction. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this at least as much as I enjoyed reading this chapter. It went how we predicted, right? More or less. Loki Silverfree takes control of Ragnar and kills his own dad, but man, it's not easy to take in, right? I'm still confused about the whole squirrel hammer thing that was going on, but oh well. Okay. And yeah, Shanks and Gabon got tired at the end there. They're like, alright. But why didn't Shanks and Gabon defend Loki? I guess they couldn't. Because Loki then got named the Accursed Prince and he was sent to the Underworld or whatever. He was blamed for his own dad's death, which, by the way, is crazy. Imagine, one, being forced by your own dad to kill him, and then two, being sent to the Underworld and blamed by everyone and being called the worst royal in Elbaf's history or whatever, and sent to the Underworld. Like, imagine that. Why couldn't Gabon and Shanks defend him? I don't know. Like, what happened? Did they just say, "Alright, this is for the best"? Did Loki tell them that no, leave me down there? Did Loki say, "Nah, I want some time to myself to get over my dad's having to kill my dad"? Which I mean, fair enough. I don't know, but that was the end of that chapter. Wild, 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 wild. I'll see you guys on Sunday, I guess. This probably will come out on Friday. So, one chapter every other day for you guys, I guess. One chapter direction from me, at least. From me every other day. So, one on Wednesday. 2 days ago should have been, 11/6 should have been uploaded 2 days ago. And then one chapter today, and then one chapter 2 days from now on Sunday. If I manage to record it on the day and upload it on the day, which I hope I can. But yeah. Like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this at least as much as I enjoyed reading this. I don't have much else to say about this chapter because it went how we predicted it to go. So yeah. All right, y'all. Peace.